Hi, I'm at Cornwall Rocks and I'm with Thunderstick. Hello, guys.
Hello there.
Just seeing your set.
Thank you.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Bit of showmanship, bit of everything, really.
Yep, that's what we like to try and do.
Yeah. So, tell me about yourselves. I mean, I don't know that much. I know what I've read.
Me?
Yeah,
first?
you go for it.
I'm a drummer, which is a good start.
Yep.
I am ex Iron Maiden. I am ex Samson, the Samson lineup that included Bruce Dickinson. And then much later on during my career, I went back to Samson, and we did some select gigs, both in America, Japan, places like that, Wacken, which was really, really good. Unfortunately, both Paul and Chris no longer with us.
Yeah.
And then I was with Bernie Tormé for a little while in the Electric Gypsies, also no longer with us. It's terrible.
I saw his last gig in Western Supermare.
Did you?
Yeah. So.
Awful,
Amazing
wasn't it? He was absolutely amazing. I mean, he was a friend of mine for many minutes. I first met him in 1979, 80. And I always still looked up to him, though, even though he was a good mate. I never looked as though I never considered myself in the same league as him, because he was somebody that I always looked up to. But after that, started Thunderstick way back in the day, and here we are, a current reincarnation of Thunderstick after many years. We just celebrated our 40th anniversary gig, which we did at the Cart and Horses, birthplace of Iron Maiden, for anybody that doesn't know that. And that's it, so here we are.
All wrapped up in a small little message.
Yeah.
All right, video over.
You did ask.
That's fine, absolutely fine. You've had a female singer from the very start. I mean, that was quite visionary back in the day.
Yeah, it was. With Samson, because of the mask that I used, with Samson, it was a very harsh image, the mask. And unfortunately, at that time, women's activist groups were really quite prevalent. And we used to get posters ripped down outside gigs, etc. And so when I put my own band together, I wanted it to be a very theatrical band. And I thought it would be far better to have a female at the front. And also there was that secondary thing behind my thought process, that if anybody did start going on about the mask, I could just say, look, talk to her, and she'll tell you about it, you know. I softened it up, the image. I softened the mask up when I started Thunderstick, and everything I've ever written has been for a female vocal. So,
okay.
And we've got the best female vocalist that Thunderstick's ever had now.
Yeah, she just don't look surprised.
Are you bringing her on in a minute?
I mean, my granddaughter was obviously watching.
Oh, is that your granddaughter?
Layla.
Yeah.
She was having a whale of a time, and she was like, mind blowing. And I said to her, "Do you want to go back and see your mum?" She said, "No."
She was awesome. She was brilliant.
Yeah, she appreciates the horns, even though she wouldn't put it on. I'm sure she's going to be wearing them. Yeah, to scare her a little.
How old is she?
She is 6, just.
Oh, brilliant.
So, yeah.
I took my daughter when she was 5 to see Alice Cooper. And the guy on the door, the security guy, looked at her and looked at me and went, you know, she's going to come out a different person, don't you? And at her school, her primary school, you know, the teacher had asked if they wanted to sing anything, and Abby looked up and went, how about if I sing Dance Yourself to Death by Alice Cooper? I Love the Dead, I know that one as well. And the teacher was like, boom.
Yeah.
But she's a well-rounded 26-year-old now, so yeah. It didn't hurt to do that much.
Yeah.
So, introduce yourselves, guys. I mean, I should have done it at the beginning.
Hi, I'm Rex Thunderbolt. I play bass with Thunderstick, and we write stuff, and I'm playing half a dozen bands and stuff. So cool.
Dave Byler's rhythm guitarist and new recruit to the band. Been here just over a year now, I think.
Yeah.
Has it been that?
Yeah, nearly a year.
Your 5th show, isn't it?
It is, yeah, 5th one. Steep learning curve. But yeah,
I
loving
can
it.
imagine.
Very steep, yeah. But, no, loving it, absolutely loving it. Brilliant.
I'm Pete, I'm a lead guitar player, and I'm just newer than him by about 3 days.
I was first. I was first before you. I'm still the new guy.
We've spoken to him.
Yeah. Raven Blackwing, vocalist. I've been with Thunderstick about 3 years.
3 years now.
I think that's what we worked out earlier. 3 years.
Come really quick.
And then COVID hit, so we didn't get to do quite as many as we wanted, did we? But
We should have
now
had
we're
a
getting
new
back out
album
there.
out
Yeah.
by now, but we haven't. Because COVID, and we weren't able to record it being all in the same place at the same time. So I'm still in the process of actually mixing it. But there will be a new album next year, early part next
It's
year.
pending.
Yeah, no, it's imminent. It's imminent.
Oh,
It
very.
definitely will
It's
be. I
past
mean, the
pending.
material I think is really strong, and the performances are really strong. So I just want to get it out there. Really want.
The album,
Get it
that
out.
is. Sorry, just to clear that up.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't there an EP earlier in
Yeah,
the
there was.
year? Wasn't
Yeah,
there?
the
I'm
singles.
sure there was.
Yeah. Two of the tracks, two new tracks, Snakebite and Torn and Twisted. And we've received really good reviews from that, and a couple of radio stations have taken that on board, and they're plugging it quite regularly, which is great.
Well, I don't like to mention the Cyderbaby breakfast show here
Oh,
on
right.
video. But I have played it in the past, but yes.
Which we are incredibly grateful.
Yeah.
No, please, no, it's my pleasure, honest.
Here's that £5 note.
Yeah.
I thought we said a tenner.
You can have the rest of it when you play it a few more times.
That's probably all your royalties of Spotify for the year down the drain.
Only a year.
There's a man in the know, definitely. Yeah, right.
All right, and that's an interesting question. How's it, in your perspective, changed over the last few years?
Totally different. I mean, once upon a time, when Thunderstick first came about, it was early 80s, 81. And it was the kind of normal procedure in as much as that you would find a manager. That manager would then take on the band and go and look for a record deal or a publishing deal or both. In the case of Samson, we had a management that actually financially invested into it. So they were putting the tours together, etc., and the money was there. And it's now a totally different ballgame. It's a music industry that sometimes I really have trouble trying to understand. I feel somewhat like a dinosaur at times. I'm alienated by it. It was natural progression that people were going to start recording and putting their albums together in their bedrooms or in their living rooms or whatever, because the software now is available. So it's, as Dave said, to paraphrase him, it's a steep learning curve. You have to try and adapt to the way that the music industry is now. So it's hard. It is really hard.
Changing. Blinking, you miss it.
Yeah. I mean, bands that are going out, once upon a time, you would go out and your fee for the gig would be okay, and you would earn out of that or whatever. Whereas now it's not like that. Once upon a time, it's merch. The promoter, you have to go and. Once upon a time, promoters would come to you and say, you're interested in doing a gig, whereas now bands have to go out after promoters, and promoters, in the very nature of the word, they don't promote anymore. They leave it to the band to do that on social media. But it's different. It's different with festivals like this because there is a concerted effort to promote it, but it's just hard. It really is really hard. And people, they're going to look at this interview and go, yeah, but I go to work. I go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I don't come home till 6 o'clock. And you're saying it's hard. Forget that. But it is. It's for musicians. It is a hard graft at the moment.
A lot of musicians have jobs anyway, don't they?
Yeah, they do,
So
yeah.
they've got to
It's
squeeze this
subsidised.
in
You
and
have
try and
to.
do all of that
Yeah.
whilst having a job as well. It's difficult. Very difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we move on?
Yep.
Now we've ripped that apart.
And again, you did ask.
I did. But no, I was just thinking of your time, and this chat's looking a bit chilly.
If we can all get in a bit closer, that'd be great.
We'll give you some
Okay.
milk, you'll have milk.
So what's next for Thunderstick, apart from the new album, obviously? You got gigs?
Yeah, we got gigs. This will be the last one this year, unfortunately. We've just changed management, so that is still sort of in its infancy.
Yeah.
And we're next playing
It's the Underworld, I think,
early
isn't
part next year. We're doing
February in the Underworld.
the Underworld, in Camden.
There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we've got to do
Yeah.
from now till then, so we're not going quiet or anything.
No. We put together a track,
Yeah.
one of the tracks that we did, Thunder, and we've just re-recorded that. And we're going to do a video for that and whatever.
Got the special bonus kind of fan thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we love our fans. I mean, really do.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about the people that follow the band. Thunderstick's always been a Marmite band, and by that I mean you either hate it or you love it. You love what we do in theatrics, or you don't get it. And if you don't get it, well, that's fine. I mean,
I love to enjoy the music.
for everybody. But yeah, we got that, and we got gigs, and we got a couple of festivals. We're going to France and doing a festival that we did before, British Steel. We're doing another one, which is a festival in Kent called A New Day, which is somewhat in its infancy. I think it's about the 4th year that it's running, and that's great. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's a great festival. It really, really is. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of bands our age, and you don't get a lot of younger. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, but people that have grown up with this band, which is great.
I've got to say, it's the first time I've actually seen you today.
Right.
And I was...
Will it be the last time?
No, it definitely won't be the last time, because I loved every second of it. It was just brilliant. Just the theatrics. But also, it was like a throwback to my youth with British heavy metal. Back in the early 80s, which is so missing. I mean, I love all the bands that are about today, a lot of new wave of classic rock, but I'm so missing British heavy metal.
Yeah,
it is unreal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I mean, it was a definite movement. The new wave of British heavy metal was a definite movement. I mean, it was post-punk, and you couldn't get arrested for a while playing that hard rock heavy metal.
You said that, but you got arrested, didn't you? Oh, sorry.
Never. Wasn't me. But yeah,
move on.
Anyway, yes, it's something, a movement that has stayed the test of time, and a lot of people really appreciate that now, which is great.
It was unique in its tone and its energy and its feel.
Yeah.
And for all rock music evolves and changes, nothing has come along with that sort of fire and passion since, really. I think, and I think it's well overdue. Another kind of push forward.
A new wave of British heavy metal.
Slightly newer.
It was coined here, folks. Right?
I've got another one called as the resurgence of grunge, or Rog.
We still a woman.
Okay, guys, it's getting cold. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I will see you again.
Thank you for the interest.
Thank you.